Hello viewers and welcome to another Project Cars video where we looked at the Audi in the rain at Spa, and now a bit more rain here at Monza. Again, enjoying it in the Mclaren 12C GT and racing down to turn 1. I've managed to increase the graphical quality now in the system as well, so some of the details have gone up from medium to high, which it really just shows the progress in terms of optimization of all the different elements. I'm also testing some lighting at the moment, so I'm racing in the pitch black, but with a lighting I'm testing on my wheel, so eventually I can race like this in the rain at night and you don't see the edges of the screens. It gives it a much more authentic feel. So working my way up, starting near the front, which was handy actually, just to get out there and do some racing. Again, learning the circuit, you know, just seeing where the braking points are and what gear to take the corners in. So this first sort of lap is a bit of a sighter really, and just sort of pushing a bit, and then after that I'll settle into the racing more and more in terms of knowing where I am. Is changeable conditions. I think we changed from the rain here to light fog, unlike the heavy fog in the Spa video. And just as ever, just enjoying the racing. You know, I keep meaning to do some longer runs, but time, you know, a bit limited as it has been lately. Also looking at streams as well, you know, potentially doing some streams in the future. What we're going to do on the streams, perhaps some multiplayer sessions, something like that, on different titles. If you enjoy the Project Cars videos, I mean, there is the option of creating blogs on the VV website, and if you run a league, then it's always great to run something like that on there as well. Because we have the option for that on the VV website if you want to run your own league or blog relating to any game. So I go wide there on Parabolica, but it's all tarmac now, so it doesn't really matter. And that's the funny thing about that corner now, is that I wouldn't have done that a couple of years ago, but here I can brake a bit later, test the corner, and no problem, just use a bit of extra tarmac on the outside. That's what's really wrong with you know, the way they've altered the circuit. And also a lot of the curbs, you couldn't touch the white lines in the curbs years ago. You still can't on a lot of circuits, but they're also adding grippy paint now to curbing and to white lines, so even when it rains there's still grip on those surfaces. So they're always sort of, for me, taking away some of the challenge of racing. And we don't see much racing in heavy rain anyway, so but either way, it's nice to see. I think the rain looks great. Obviously you don't get the spray effect on the windscreen from the car in front, and that's really the final touch that we need in this wet weather. You know, so when you're racing behind a car, you'd have that extra amount of water splashing onto your screen, which I think would really help with immersiveness, because you know, when you're following a car closely, you're not losing enough visibility, and visibility is so low that you'd want to be pulling out. I'm not making it easy for myself though in terms of the weather conditions, but hey, it's really nice to enjoy these. And I've still got to finish working my way through the one-player career as well. I'm thinking of sharing some of those videos at some stage. You know, karting is tricky but fun, but some of these cars, they really are fun to drive. This car in particular, I do enjoy driving it. Going a bit wide there still, scary, but no problem. On the power on the exit, and again learning for the next lap, and I managed to get good traction there as well, so up into the lead. And now it's just a matter of holding the lead. Yeah, eyes quicker than me on some corners, but I'm okay. Know my way around here, and that was a bit close, has to be said. Didn't know he was that close to me, but just trying to carry speed in. Got on the power a little bit early. The car was starting to spin out a bit, so you're not putting your foot down straight away. You're progressively putting your foot down on the exit of that corner, so that you're full traction by the time you exit, and going through the gears down the long straight into that turn 1 chicane. I'm waiting for my marker board. And this is the one thing about changeable weather, I'll keep mentioning it, is the fact that your braking points are changing throughout the race, and the gear that you're using as well. So you're always, you know, trying to push that bit further, brake that bit later once the conditions start to dry out a little bit, until you can really get through the gears and understand how the car will react, you know, given the grip in any given corner. Look at those rain effects though. You know, now we're in the lead. You know, really nice the way the water's running, the way you can't see the edges of the screens in quite the same way in the dark. And of course the replays are improving. They're still a bit glitchy, They still have those stutters now and again, but it's certainly better than it was. But it's not there yet, needs improving. And we also, I think as a final touch to really make this super immersive, it needs the triple screen options, and I really do look forward to the day when they bring those in. I don't know how complex it is to bring those options into a game, but it would certainly add a lot on cars such as this one. Just it adds so much when you're sitting there in the right position and you've got a well-positioned car around you, and it helps a lot with judgment on a lot of the corners as well, and using all the track. I focus heavily on the main screen when I'm doing this, because everything in the side screens is a little bit distorted. You can't always use all the road as you would like, just because we do have that limitation in terms of the side screens, and it's a different mindset as well. So focusing on that central screen, and again just taking it easy around that corner. Don't really want to spin out, just want to make it nice and clean. But you can see I'm not really pulling away from the AI. The AI is pretty quick around here. I do find that the AI it's sometimes quite tentative in the wet weather conditions compared to the dry. That's a good thing. I mean, I've not been taken out in this race, and I will say, we do talk about the AI a lot. I've had some of the best racing ever on Project Cars. I've had amazing races with the AI. I've had some dreadful races with the AI as well. So it really depends on the car and the circuit and the conditions and everything else as to how it all works and comes together. But one thing that is clear again is it's fun to play. The visuals are fantastic, and this experience here was just so immersive. I felt like I was cozy in my car and it was cold outside. I mean, literally you're racing around feeling sort of secure within the car itself, and it really worked well in terms of that immersive experience, and the audio as well, which I think is pretty solid throughout. There's bound to be some cars that sound better than others, and some cars that sound probably awful, but either way I found in general what I've been using has been very good indeed. I think they've done a cracking job all round. So enjoying this at the moment. Do let me know what you'd like to see on the channel, what games you'd like to see. If you'd like to see some project cars, what cars and tracks are you guys enjoying? I can't run them all, but I'll certainly do my best to get some different experiences on the channel. But I think Project Cars is just one of those that I just want to put a bit more time into. I looked at the different games this year, and F1 2015 hasn't grabbed me. Even the updates still doesn't run very well on my PC, even since the recent updates. Great to have the field of view options, but if the game chugs along at a poor frame rate and low detail, it's just not fun to play, and it's still not giving me the feedback I need through the steering. So F1 2015 still got some work ahead of it before it's just basic playable for me, and like you say, unfortunately it's not the problem everyone's having. Other people aren't having the problems I'm having, but for whatever reason, whether my PC won't take the updates, it's simply not there for me at the moment. So just it's funny when you're racing these, even when you're pushing quite hard sometimes, you've just got to be really clean, sensible and smooth, and it makes it look like you're not really trying, even when you're braking as late as you can sometimes. So sometimes just being smooth and consistent is the way forward, and then you can gradually improve on maximising your time, and again that's where the lots and lots of laps of practice come in. You're just improving here. There we go, a bit wide there. No, yep, slightly wide on that corner. I saw that coming before I hit it, but I thought, hey, let's see what happens if I can carry a bit more speed with hitting the sausage. It wasn't good for me, but either way, on the final lap, so a bit wider than I'd like there. Losing a bit of grip, so taking it easy through here. It's amazing you can lose a bit of grip when you just get out of your flow. And now I'm thinking, well, let's just bring it on home, nice and sensible through the final few corners, so at least we have a nice video in the bag without any major incidents. And you can see every lap just getting better and better in terms of getting the car on the apexes and understanding where the speed is, and the drive on the exits. And the field spread has been quite high. Second place has stayed quite close, but it doesn't matter. On the final lap, just one big braking point to go, and that will conclude this race. So again, I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of racing here on Project Cars. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel. Do subscribe and support what we do there, and get involved in the Patreon. I've got lots of Patreon activity on the way. and as ever, there'll be more from me very soon.